HO Talk Show. I am HO Talk Show.
We're back.
That's right. Like we never left.
Two very pleasant interviews. Good news.
Absolutely.
Good news, literally.
Absolutely. So shouts out to our folks keeping up all the great work. And we have work that we feel is important, Max.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Sure.
By let some people tell it. And so that being said, one of the things that's happening right now in our society is, folks are getting detained for just being people, just being who they are, right? It's like we're dealing with ICE raids.
Yeah.
Which is arresting and even deporting folks. And we've even seen that how some of the people are actual citizens. Folks have been like unlawfully detained. There's a video of a young lady who is an activist, and she speaks out about human rights. And so video is very, very, very troubling because you have a young lady walking down the street, unidentified men approach her and grab her to detain her, and she has no idea who they are, what they're doing. Thankfully, other people in the street saw it and was like, who? And then they finally were like, well, we're federal agents, and blah, blah, blah. So that's the time that we're living in.
Yeah.
Right. And a time where.
Did you think we'd be here?
2025? No.
Be here?
2025? No. Like, think about when we were kids. We thought 2025, we thought we were going to be flying in cars. Right? I mean, like all the luxuries that one could imagine.
Yeah.
Most importantly, we probably thought that a lot of the racism would be dead.
Yes, we did. But, I mean, I've heard it in my lifetime. I'm sure you've heard it and you've heard it as well. And those before us is that, we trying to make things great again. We're going to go back to the old days when certain things was happening and look where we are.
Look where we are. And I say all that because like now, whether it's organizations or whether it's platforms, right, having to be more careful than ever in the ways that they present themselves and the way that they speak and what they speak about. And, without going down too deep of a rabbit hole, it blows my mind too with the fact that the current administration, was talking about, smaller government, right? And so that's very troubling because the hypocrisy is like across the board. So many examples I can give on how it's not cool when we do it, but it's cool when they do it. Just like the song said. And that's very troubling because one of the things that they have sort of stuck their tentacles and their fangs in now is even the nonprofit sector. And at one point we thought that when we think about not just smaller government, but just the separation of when things are like federally funded versus being private or whatnot. And like that nonprofit was something that where the commercialization was off limits to it.
Right.
So it was more of a platform for free speech. So I say all that is that, like, how are you feeling right now? Like, how are you thinking when you look at all that's going on around us, and some of it directly affects you, some of it doesn't, right? But like, we've had conversations about when we think about us being here on this nonprofit community station, being the only Black-ran, radio station in town, and then we having the Black talk show, and I say Black very purposely, right? And and then you think about, wow, so then are people going to be scared to underwrite? Are people going to be scared to sponsor? Some of the funding that we have for being nonprofit media, is that well going to dry up because because people are feeling like that they're being forced that way. They feel like that they're under the foot of oppression. Yes, Max. 2025, we're talking about oppression.
This is it.
Did not think we still talking about oppression.
Shouldn't be surprised, right?
Nope. You're right.
Well, you asked the question. Let's see. One of the things when the President Trump won the election, one of the things that conclusions that I came to was that this was one of the first elections where I felt like, I try to add philosophy in my feelings about something into everything. And I voted for what I believed was right.
Mm-hmm.
And with the outcome of this most recent election, it let me know that the way you feel about certain things doesn't matter. It didn't matter in this election, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was a whole thing for me to try to process. And then after, I could go on about that, but
Mm-hmm.
to get to your question,
You
and so after that is when I really kind of strangely settled myself and was like, okay, well, and I'm a Christian woman.
Mm-hmm.
God is still in charge. God is still on the throne, and everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. And I'm sorry it took that election for me to understand that, because that should have been my thought process from the very beginning.
Yes.
Right. So just take a few out of church.
Mm.
And so where am I now? Let me tell you something. It's very easy to be afraid of the world that we're living in now. It's very easy to be afraid of all of the uncertainty and the changes and how it will impact so many, and turn this country upside down in a different way than it has been before, arguably. But it's in terms of where I am, I have decided to that I'm not surprised anymore. It's like, oh, that happened. Oh, that happened. But I can't at least live a life where I'm always teetering on how the decisions that our current administration are making and how it will impact the world domestically abroad. I can't do that. And so I'm okay. We talk about these issues. We talk about these issues. We of course in certain cases have to plan accordingly or have some forethought, preparation. But I'm not I can't get caught up in that on the day to day. I do realize that some people are their lives are again turned upside down as a result of some of the decisions he's made. Pray for me, but for some individuals who supported this president but didn't expect this president's decision to impact them, my response is you get what you got. You supported that, yeah. You voted for that, so yeah, you take all that. And maybe that's not the right way to be, but it's where I am right now.
Spot on.
But other than that, this world will continue turning whether Donald Trump is the president or not.
Right.
We will persevere, whether he's president or not. We will figure out a way through, no matter what decision he makes. And that is really where I am with things right now. I don't know if that was the answer that you would look for. Wanted.
No, it is like, but I hope so. Like, I hope we will be all right, because as I partition it in very simple ways of that. I understand that the way I vote, but not all people vote, is I feel like your vote should be for the common good. It shouldn't be any one special interest saying, "Oh, I'm gonna vote for that guy because he's gonna do this one thing." Right. So, like, that being said, it's like we've built a government structure to where some people have become too dependent on it. That's the fact of the matter. But that doesn't mean. But I'm not the type to say throw the baby out with the bathwater. That doesn't mean that that it's the time to have complete Armageddon. Though there's some people who feel like, well, you kind of got to, like, this thing needs to be destroyed and rebuilt. That's not how I voted, right? And then I also want to be very clear with people too. It's like, to me, it's not about Republican or Democrat. like it's about the people who are in control right now are not representative of the country that I'm a citizen of, and not representative of my community.
Right.
You know what I mean? So saying those two things, lastly, I would say that once again, the universe, God has set the table for us once again to be like, hey, are y'all ready to show how powerful you are now? Is this enough yet?
Yeah.
Is it enough for you to now like be even more self-sufficient? You know, like take care of you and yours. You know, I don't know how many more wake-up calls we're gonna get. Because to your point, Max,
Yeah.
you know, to say that we'll be okay. Maybe if you don't piss enough people off.
I mean, there will be problems for sure, but will we survive?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll survive.
Oh yeah, that's faith. Yeah, I got that.
And people may not like this as well, and you have to understand where I'm coming from. And again, I preface my response by saying that I'm a Christian, which is that I do believe that with some of the decisions that the president makes, there will be some good to come out of it, even if the intention of the decision was for some bad. There will be some good to come out of it.
Yeah, all things work to the good.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm with you. I don't got my church clothes on, but I'm with you.
So, and I guess I want to also. I know you didn't. Some of our audience didn't tune in to hear what I'm saying right now, but I guess I want to also take the opportunity to tell people that you should be praying for your president. You should be praying for him. You should be praying for him. I know that don't taste good. I know you're like, oh, H no, but you should be praying for him, for discernment, for wisdom, for positive change, for all those things. Because not only do I think this is an opportune time for people to come together and show the strength of the citizens of the United States, and the strength of Black people, but it's also an opportune time for us Christians to come together as well.
God's people.
And so, yeah, that's my response.
There we go. We're going to leave it right there.
Did I get some hecklers online?
It's all good. It's all good. We're going to get some hate mail, but it's all good.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Yeah, it was. I'd say it again.